You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition. The homicide count now up to 21 following another shooting death. American Airlines starts a new flight to Eleuthera. A Junkanoo preview from Cat Island. And in sports, the GSSSA basketball regular season a wrap. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jimenita Swain, and this is the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. A brazen, broad daylight homicide rocking the quiet community of St. Andrews Beach Estates. It's the very first homicide for the month of February, an incident that has left one man dead. Here's Anthony Smith.
A family's plea to bring back their loved one cutting through the silence of St. Andrews Beach Estates on Saturday. It's a tragic scene of the country's latest homicide, where police say a man in his 30s was gunned down shortly after 11.
Upon the arrival of first responders, they met a black Honda Pilot vehicle with extensive gunshot damages. Upon closer examination of that vehicle, they found an adult male driver suffering from multiple gunshot injuries. EMS were called to the scene. They responded, they examined the victim, and they determined that he showed no vital signs of life.
The holes in that bullet-sprayed vehicle, too many to count. Crime scene investigators placing green markers on the ground for each bullet shell casing found. The sheer amount providing an inkling into just what weapons were used. And as for just who police are searching for,
we are in search of the occupants of a dark-colored Japanese vehicle with 3 to 4 male occupants who we believe to be all armed with high-powered weapons that are responsible for this latest shooting incident.
Police confirmed the victim was known to them, on bail for firearm charges. His death marking the 21st homicide for the year, one which follows a February 2nd shooting incident on Marathon Road and the January 31st killing of a woman on Ragged Island Street in the Grove. As for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, their stance remains that crimes and serious offenses of this matter will not be tolerated.
Always be vigilant, always be aware. Your Royal Bahamas Police Force remains relentless in our approach. We're going to do our endeavor best to ensure that every citizen of this Bahamas feels safe.
Police are asking anyone with information on this crime to contact Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoine Smith.
Also on the scene of today's homicide, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Raming. There, he extended his condolences to the family of the country's latest homicide victim and reiterated government's stance as it relates to crime.
We want to say that the Prime Minister had indicated that, particularly on the issue of bail, that we will continue to tighten those parameters. As you can see, the concern remains high-powered weapons, but obviously what was used in this incident. And so we'll continue to work along with our international partners to ensure that those things coming into the borders, that we're able to tighten up there. The Royal Bahamas Police Force has initiated a gang and armed force task unit with a specific focus to address these issues and concerns.
An apparent drowning now under investigation by police. The incident taking place shortly before 7 on Friday night. What we can tell you is that the victim was fishing at the rear of Arawak Key on a barge when he reportedly fell into the water and became trapped between the seawall and the barge. Crew members of a nearby vessel utilizing the assistance of a crane were able to steady the barge and retrieve the victim out of the water. Emergency medical technicians responded, examined the victim, and determined that he showed no signs of life. In other news, National Security Minister the Honorable Wayne Munro making it clear that the amendments to the Bail Act are not reactionary. In responding to Bar Association President Khalil Parker's suggestion that it was reactionary and won't make people any safer since systemic problems need to be addressed. The minister reiterated the Bail Act upgrade only continues what began back in 2016.
The point that I make is that you do not have necessarily huge steps. If you have to walk a mile, you begin with a step, step after step after step. There is a systematic problem that we have, a systemic problem with the justice system. We are about to do a task force with the Chief Justice and all the stakeholders. But to suggest that until you fix that problem, you can't take any other step, I think would be to say that you should just be doing one thing at a time. We're addressing the Bail Act. We're addressing prevention programs. We're upping policing. We will also address the judicial system as best we can.
In fact, he admits meetings with members of the judiciary have led to several changes.
For instance, we met with the Chief Justice, the Chief Magistrate, and we now have a system where firearms matters are disposed of within 2 to 3 months. We will meet and speak with the Chief Justice and officials about other matters, so we continue to address the system. The call will be for the private bar, of which I was a member, to do its part. So Dame Anita Allen say we need more prosecutors, we need more defense counsel. They're going to come from the private bar. The Bar Association can encourage its members to step up to the task, take on prosecution work, take on defense work.
The Urban Renewal program has been filling the gap, with officials seeing it as a safe space for children, preventing idle hands that could lead them down the wrong path. Center Manager for the Fox Hill Urban Renewal Center, Sonia Kemp, whose own family has been touched by crime, sees it as just that, adding that the center keeps students occupied with after-school care. Along with the latest event geared towards students, next Thursday, an anti-crime initiative, Enough is Enough, will also be held on the Fox Hill Park. Here's what drives her efforts through the program.
My 19-year-old son was just going to the store, and he was walking home from the store, and he was shot in the head. They called me and told me my son was shot in his head. So crime has really impacted me, and it's actually given me a force to want to curb it. You know, what I went through, I would not want that for anyone else. So if I can prevent one person from experiencing that, that is my drive.
Leela Mae Longley manages operations at the 11 Urban Renewal Centers here in New Providence and claims the program truly transforms today's youth.
I feel that if we can get to our younger generation, we will save the future. And that is what is so important. We have, I want to say as an extension to what Mrs. Kemp said, we have the police now back with us in Urban Renewal, and they are really taking the streets by force. What we see happening did not happen overnight. It really stemmed from a lot of things going on in the home, sometimes the lack of parental guidance, and so this is what Urban Renewal is doing.
Still to come in the weekend edition, American Airlines spreading its wings throughout the Bahamas. The details of that and more after the break.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Good to go. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat and it's good to grow.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is focusing on upgrading the pipe and sewer system over on Arwa Key, something that's been long awaited.
Today is a cause for celebration, because after years of many issues, we can finally celebrate the upgrade of the sewer and pipe system at Awaki. This is a monumental achievement that promises a more efficient and sustainable future for this vibrant hub for local businesses, fishermen, and tourism.
The announcement was made this past Monday by Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell, who also highlights what this project will entail.
This project, which will be carried out by the Water and Sewage Corporation, will consist of replacing all vendor 4-inch Schedule 35 pipes of sewer laterals tied into the sewer system. The approximately 550 feet of existing 8-inch Schedule 35 PVC pipe gravity main will be replaced with a 550-foot 10-inch Schedule 35 PVC pipe.
The ultimate objective, according to Campbell, is to upgrade the existing gravity main to accommodate the heavy usage at the facility, which has been plagued with sewer leakage for years.
The cost of the project, as indicated, is $129,182.79. We have it down to the very last nickel.
This project is expected to be completed within 4 to 6 weeks of its commencement, which is scheduled for next week. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Thanks for staying with us. American Airlines today flew its inaugural direct flight from Miami into Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. This is the latest edition direct service flight from Florida into our family islands. Aviation Director Dr. Kenneth Romer says it's an exciting time in the sector with the more direct flights into several of the family islands coming on stream early this year.
The first flight for American Airlines direct service into Governor's Harbor. This month, we will see at least 4 new routes being launched. Most of them are going to focus into our family islands. So for the first quarter in 2024, we're going to see at least 5 new routes, increasing our airlift, increasing connectivity, and having a diversified approach to airlift. NASA is going to have some new airlift, but our family islands are not going to be left out.
We had ours here in New Providence on Boxing and New Year's days, and so did Grand Bahama. Now our country's #1 cultural activity is making its rounds throughout the major family islands, ending in May. It's an expanded funded program by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Our Carla Palmer explains.
Fish fry here at the cultural village of Newbite is expected to come to life in the next few hours with the sounds of goatskin drums and cowbells as Junkanoo is coming to Cat Island.
Here we are now in Cat Island to celebrate their senior Junkanoo parade.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, leading a team from his ministry in support of the annual event. Also joining is Junkanoo Coordinator Ellery DeVoe.
Junkanoo is all-inclusive. It's not just New Providence centric. Every island, once again, has their unique way to doing their Junkanoo. You know, the glitz and glamour we have in New Providence and Freeport and Eleuthera, etc. It's different on the family islands. You see the more traditional Junkanoo slab. They use more the sisal, they use more the newspaper, things like that. So once we see that on the family islands, you know, it's good. The tourists see something totally different too.
Primary to this cultural event is also the economic activity it's expected to generate.
It is a domestic boost here on the island where you got all the rental cars. We're taking but 5 right now, and then you have the rooms that are going to be taken care of, and then the food that we're going to eat while we're here. So these events also brings local domestic boost to these islands.
Once we kick off Boxing Day, New Year's Day, then we go to Grand Bahama, and then we go to Andros, and then we go to Abaco, then we go to Cat Island, Eleuthera. We got to keep the culture alive.
My desire is by moving to and fro that we can develop the talent so great that we will have that all-star Junkanoo Island versus Island Rush Out one day, something that's never happened before.
The parade is expected to begin at 8 p.m., no telling how long it will last, but certainly the memories will last a lifetime. Reporting from Newbite Cat Island, I'm Carla Palmer for The Bahamas Tonight.
Children took center stage in big ways this week, and so tonight, We are giving them the starring role in this weekend's Rewind. Here's Corbel Pyfrom.
We are shining the spotlight once again this weekend on our amazing students who appear to be on a roll. And many of them are, in fact, making the honor roll. Thelma Gibson this week celebrating many of its students.
Today, we are actually highlighting 250 students.
These students are shining in so many ways.
We have 103 students on the honor roll, 41 on the vice principal's list, and 14 on the principal's list.
At St. Thomas More Primary School, the students there are looking ahead.
I want to be a pilot when I grow up.
Okay.
I want to be a pilot when I grow up too. Defense force officer.
All right. You want to be?
A squad officer.
Okay.
A police officer.
Okay. What do you want to be, my guy?
A lawyer. A hairdresser.
Those students taking part in a Careers Day fair this week. The future looks bright. The winning word at the spelling bee this week was spectral, and 9-year-old St. Francis Joseph School 5th grader Janine Lee got it right.
This is my first time ever in my life joining a spelling bee, and I win.
Congrats to Janine and the other 17 students that participated in the 57th annual Archdiocesan Spelling Bee. And a song meant for peace. Combined choirs from Garventines and the Center for the Deaf, putting hands and voices together to bring peace. Thank you, students, for making us all smile in a big way this week. We're really proud of all that you do. And remember, a smile helps lighten the load, and it never costs a thing. I'm Corbel Pyfrom for the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition.
Now to some sad news. Yet another noted former employee of the Broadcasting Corporation laid to rest today. Richard Robert Gardner, a.k.a. Bussy, on February 8, 1961, passed away on January 9th of this year. In celebration of his life before cremation, family, friends, and former ZNS employees turning out at New Dimension Ministries, Farrington Road, for his funeral service this morning. Commencing employment at the BCB in 1981, Robert rose from the ranks of a trainee communication technician to supervisor in 1997. A really crafty and educated technician, Gardner was responsible for training many radio production assistants here at the corporation. In 2004, he resigned his post at ZNS to pursue life as a successful entrepreneur. Robert is survived by his wife of 42 years, children, and son-in-law. May his soul rest in peace.
In the yellow elder garden, Allie and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights, a symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the yellow elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Allie dances in her yellow elder costume. We are alive.
Attention, all Bahamians. Our country needs your input to help shape our future, economy, and reputation. We encourage you to take part in the Made in the Bahamas survey today. This certification is a mark of quality, a symbol of our national pride, resilience, and commitment to producing superior products and services. Go online to madeinthebahamas.info. Your voice, our future. Let's make our products a symbol of our nation's greatness.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Saturday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Government school basketball wrapping up its regular season with a slate of games on Friday at the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium as the league is gearing up for its playoffs that will begin on Tuesday. In senior action, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers, they would face off against the Anazal Rogers Timberwolves. Well, this one in senior girls wouldn't be much of a contest. The defending champs would make short work of the Lady Wolves en route to an 80-60 win. Gina Francis led the way with 25 points. Philippa Ferguson added 18 as well. On the boys' side, much bigger stakes in this one, as it would be the battle of two undefeated teams with the pennant and bragging rights on the line. The game certainly lived up to expectations, with this being a wire-to-wire contest, with neither team seeming to budge. But it would be a late surge by the Rattlers, led by 26 points from Tayshawn Butler, who would remain unblemished on the year, taking down the Wolves 66-59. Again, playoff action set to kick off on Tuesday. From the association last night, Buddy Hield coming off the bench for the Indiana Pacers as Buddy took on his former team in the Sacramento Kings. Hield posting 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, along with 3 triples in the Pacers' 133-122 loss to the Kings. Hield with another solid performance despite being embroiled in trade rumors as the NBA trade deadline looms. The sharpshooter's averaging 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists across 21 games this season. In college basketball news, University of North Alabama freshman guard Veronique Charlton was named Atlantic Sun Conference Freshman of the Week for the week of January 21st through the 28th, the league announcing earlier this week. In 2 wins against Kennesaw State and Queens last week, Charlton started both games for an average of 24 minutes per contest. She averaged 13 points per game on 53% shooting from the field. Charlton, who hails from Nassau, starred at Jordan Prince William before transferring to Norcross High School in Georgia. And switching gears to track and field, with the BAISS track and field meet getting the all-clear to take place in the first week of March. B3A's president, Tramiko Archer, a former BAISS student-athlete, spoke to Zeta's whole sports team about the significance of the meet.
I look forward to this meet, and I think the challenge is sometimes my being such an advocate of this meet sometimes caused me to be polarized. But I can tell you that I wear no prejudice when it comes to this meet. I absolutely love kids at every school. And we really promote track and field. We promote the best athletes as well as the not-so-good athletes, because it's more than just competition. It's about bringing an entire family of track and field together.
And with the 2024 Clifton Games right around the corner, several field athletes hard at work in the gym, preparing to shine at this year's Games in Grenada. We caught up with a pair of qualifiers on their expectations.
So I was happy to qualify very early. I put in the work during off-season with my teammates. We worked hard. I got stronger and, just better in my technique for the season. And I'm looking forward to execute and get an even bigger PB during the season.
I've been doing pretty well. Just staying focused and keep working hard and staying healthy so that I can have the best outcome when Carifta comes.
And that's a look at your sports on this Saturday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
ZNS Northern Service is coming back. What happened today?
Oh, see a shark right there.
Boys off, you know how to swim.
Yes, I got that. I checked that out.
The weather's perfect. The food's great. People are very friendly.
A week of live shows and the latest news, as well as reveal the untold narratives through the eyes of Biminites, as well as share with you why people from all over the world come to this beautiful island. Join us on February 12th through the 16th from 3 to 4 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
There ain't no place with better diving than Bimini. We have undersea adventures right here in Bimini.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us via Zoom with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jamanita. Outside of our studios, we have a temperature of 75 degrees, just a few clouds floating around, relative humidity on the dry side at 50%. Southeast winds at 5 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,013.6 millibars at 30.00 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands, 68 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green, Turtle Key, and in Marshall, Code, the Berry Islands, 72. Alistown, Bimini at 73 degrees, over in Harbor Island, 72. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 77, 78 in Alderstown, Cat Island. Black Point, Exuma, and Camp Space Orlando's reporting 72 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. They have a temperature of 73 degrees. And over in San Salvador, Rum Key and Georgetown, Exuma, 78 degrees, 77 in Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, McWarner, 78. Ackland, 78 degrees, and Matchy Town, 75, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. And your boating forecast for all areas tonight, light and variable winds will continue with flat seas. Low tide will take place at 7:44 this evening. Tomorrow, Sunday, we will see an increase in the winds. They become southeast at 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights building 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. So caution flags go in place for the northwest Bahamas on Sunday morning. Low tide, 8:52 in the morning, with the high tide taking place at 2:30 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Satellite pictures showing that high pressure collapsing across the Bahamas, but it will be building because of an area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico that will push across the northwest Bahamas, increasing the winds starting tomorrow, and they will get progressively stronger as we head into the early part of next week, bringing with it some heavy showers to parts of the northwest Bahamas beginning on Sunday afternoon. Tonight, we're looking at clear and chilly conditions, low temperature at 59 degrees tonight. That's in the capital. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy with increasing winds, a couple of afternoon showers developing as that low pressure gets a little closer. High temperature tomorrow, well, that will get up to 76 degrees. And your extended weather, increasing clouds and winds over the northwestern Bahamas tomorrow. And we will see some lingering showers on Monday. But then come Tuesday, a frontal system trailing out of that low pressure will move across the northwest Bahamas. That will bring back some more rains to the area, increasing winds once again. But behind that, some chilly temperatures will follow. So it seems as though for the balance of this new week, we're going to have some very, very cool temperatures. And Germinator, just before I signed off, happy birthday to my neighbor and friend, Humphrey Simmons. He celebrates his birthday today. Hope you enjoyed, my friend. Germinator.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.